Alright, we're going to teach you how to do the back squat. First thing about back squat is foot placement. You want your feet about shoulder width apart. When you get under the bar, your hands comfortably wide. You don't want to get them too close or too far. Your feet about shoulder width apart, hands evenly spaced on the bar. When you get underneath it, just like that. You step away from the rack, making sure that you clear yourself from all obstacles. As a safety precaution, you set your pins up so that if you do fail the rep, it'll catch it and won't crush you. Squat, first part is you want to put your hips back and then extend your knees forward and squat in the low, and then take the step out too. Alright, the important part about squat is you got to start with your butt back so that your hips, you're utilizing your hips and your thighs. When he squats, he's going to go down to parallel, making sure that his knees are behind his toes, and then knees are pointing out. When he comes up, it's a direct, just like that. When Vinny goes down and then back up, he should be as explosive as possible because we're trying to generate as much power through the thighs and the hips as possible. The squat has a lot of things that can go wrong with it, like terrible hand placement. Look at him grip the bar so terribly. His hands real quick that he can show you. So when you squat and your chest is not pointing up, you're bending over too much, this puts a lot of strain in your back, you can seriously injure yourself. Another very dangerous thing that can happen is if you have your knees too far forward, you could strain some of your legs or your back, especially when your back is flexed like this.
Now we're going to show you the good morning. Gabe's going to start by getting under the bar just as if it was a back squat. Raise up the bar, step back. Feet placement is going to be between hip and shoulder width apart, and your toes are going to be slightly outward. He's going to start by going down by flexing his hips, keeping his knees slightly bent, and keeping his chest up. He's going to go until he reaches parallel or a little above parallel. He goes to bring the bar up. He's going to extend his hips, keep his knees slightly bent, keep his chest up until he reaches the top position. He's going to stop when he gets, he's going to keep his chest up. He's going to stop when his torso reaches parallel position. He does not want to go past parallel. Some bad technique errors while doing the good morning is keeping your knees straight and locked. It can put more stress on your back, and it can also lead to you not keeping your chest up and your core locked, which can also lead to back problems.
Vinny's going to show us the flat dumbbell bench. First of all, he's going to start with his 5 contact points, which are his head, his shoulders, his butt, and then his right foot and left foot. Alright, he's going to begin here with the dumbbells at his chest like so, and lift them up over his head. Now this is where he'll begin his lift. He's going to bring him down under control to where his arms are parallel, and then explode him back up. Just like so. For this lift, you can also have a spotter, which is Nathan Trimble in the back here. The spotter will have to get down in a lower position to assist the lifter, and what he'll do is just basically follow the elbows as he's lifting it down, and then if he struggles, we'll help him bring it back up.
Get it, Vin. There we go.
And that is how you spot for the flat dumbbell bench. Here's bad technique for your flat dumbbell bench. As you can see him lifting, you'll notice that his feet come off the floor like so. Also, you can see here that our spotter is not paying attention at all, and that is what can happen. So you need your spotter to be paying attention at all times to your lifter.
Matt here is going to demonstrate the lat pull down next. You can see he's first going to grip the bar. There's different grip techniques you can use, but one is to start with your index finger while the bar widens out. Now if you have just a straight bar, it's going to go as wide as you can on the bar. Also, you can do inner grip or other types of variations. He's going to start by moving the bar down, keeping his head, neck, and back straight, and not jerking at all. Pull down almost to his chest, but not quite touch, and then release up. It's forceful on the way down, and then up, and slow on the way back. Support techniques that can be involved with lat pull down are when the lifter uses more than just the right muscles for this, using more chest and just rocking. Another bad technique with the lat pull down is to have your hands not go down evenly. So as you can see, Matt's a little bit stronger with his left hand, did some extra workouts in the off season, and not quite being able to make it with his right hand. That's the lat pull down.
Today we're going to be executing the dumbbell shoulder press. We're going to start with the bench. You want to make sure that all 5 points of pressure are applied, starting with the head, shoulders, buttocks, right foot and left foot. The lifter will begin with the dumbbells rested on his thighs, pinkies on top of the thighs. Next, we're going to go into the starting position. The lifter will take the dumbbells and place them on his shoulders. After this, the spotter will start his upward movement, keeping the dumbbells above his head. Once the lifter has the dumbbells above his head, the spotter needs to check to make sure that his hands are placed right behind or below the lifter's elbows. Now the lifter will begin the downward motion while the spotter keeps his hands underneath the elbows or to the side. One more time. Downward motion, upward motion. Common bad techniques the lifter can use is by beginning the lift using his back to get the dumbbells to his shoulders. You also might not want to look like an idiot. Notice the face area. Other poor techniques are not applying the 5 points of pressure. Notice how the lifter has his back not up against the seat.
As you can see here, Nathan is doing the dumbbell bicep curl. Some things involved with this are the upward movement and the downward movement. And of course, these are only done with a cutoff t-shirt on. Now when Nathan goes to the upward movement, things he has to keep in mind are keeping his elbow straight against his side and going up. Now he can go up fast. You don't want to move your elbow up or back very far because then you use too many other muscles. This is a variation on the curl where you go from a split stance to try to avoid rocking back and forth with your back, which is a horrible technique. Like that. That's poor. That's not going to get you jacked. That and a bad attitude will take you nowhere. Another variation on the dumbbell curl is going at the same time with both arms up, just to try to get, you know, that extra pump in. When you put the barbells down, the dumbbells down, you must remember, kiss your bicep.
I'm going to talk about the wrist extension. The starting position, you need to have your hands about 8 to 12 inches apart on the bar, and as you maneuver it upwards, you're extending your wrist towards the ceiling to contract this muscle here. This helps enhance grip strength, which helps in nearly all sports because, hey, one is a grip important. You are extending your wrist. You're supposed to